Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this specific video, we're going to be talking about the setup that we do have for this Q3 of 2026. Unfortunately, we are in August, so we're already halfway there, but this helps us to talk about the cards that we used before, the ones that we're talking now, and the cards that we're going to be using in the future. For example, July and August, beginning of the month, was really towards traveling towards Orlando most of the time. We did end up going to, let's say, North Carolina for the All Stars soccer game, which was alright. Not so excited, but it was good, honestly. Especially for Son, watching him score some goals. But the reason we went to Orlando was really for Universal and for Disney, and that kind of give us some ideas of what do we do, what cars kind of we need to have. All right, for gas, which is our main trouble, would be for discovered car. This coder it does have a 5% back on gas and drugstores, at least for us, in transit, but we don't use it for transit. I believe. And we use this one because when we are in the first year, we do spend 5%. At the end of it, we do get a 5% cash match. So a lot of people, including myself, we seeing it as a 5 or 10% cash back. So I prefer this one over the 5x of the Chase Freedom Flex or the 5% back from the University of Illinois credit card from the FOUT. Except for one place, Costco, which only accepts Visa, and University of Illinois is a Visa card. But well, continue with the discovery. We do use this card for the gas, but sometimes for the other category that it has, which is drugstores. We do tend to buy stuff mostly on Walgreens, and that's where I personally like to spend it, so we can kind of reach out the maximum as we can, and that's for one car. The other car, which I said University of Illinois, we pay for gas in Costco, but sometimes since we have to drive and stay in a location, we use it to pay our travel expenses related to hotel in a specific scenario, and we receive a 5% cash back as well. Fantastic. So as I mentioned, we are going to Universal and Disney, and you ever wonder what categories to pay for the parking? I'm telling you, at least for us, it went as entertainment. So that part is really what helped me to use the Chase Freedom Flex because otherwise, not using it by gas, the other one for charity, it will not be having a use. So that's fantastic in that regard. And we ended up paying the tickets for the All Stars game as well through Ticketmaster using the Chase Freedom Flex. So that's great. And other things like that. So there were some places that we were able to use the flex card and give it a little more of usage. Maybe not as much as I want, but I know for sure it's gonna be like my backup just in case I ended up overspending money on the Discover it, and at least try to use that as free gas. Because I prefer the 5x over the 5% from the University of Illinois credit card. But well, of course, when we go places, even in here, we always have to think about two things: restaurants and groceries. For the restaurants, so far for right now, we're using two cards, which are the City Custom Cash. Each of them has a $500 cap per month. So because we have two, we have up to 1,000 limit per month in this scenario in categories of restaurants. So that's what we use in that specific category. And when it came to groceries, we did use the American Express Blue Cash Prefer. We do not carry that card physically, but we carry it in our mobile wallet. So just in case we ended up needing it. Because most of the time we ended up buying our stuff through house sales, and we don't have at the specific moment a wholesale credit card. Unfortunately, in Nusenda, which happened to have wholesale for Q1, Q2, it's gonna have it for Q4. It did not have it for Q3. So our expenses really for groceries, for that type of food, it really went through the the blue cash every day on Sam's Club. Since you do a scan and go, you are able to pay with the app with a card that you have on file, and it recognizes as online shopping. So yes, 3% over a 1 or 2% is better, or 2x. That's straight up a 1.5 value per point. So why not? And this is struggle, hassle, better than nothing, I guess. Um, so we were talking about some trouble, and we're talking about now about us over here. Okay, so at home or everywhere we go, I guess at this point, we always had to pay for utilities. Utilities we use it for a U.S. Bank Cash Plus, which provides a 5% up to 2,000 per month in two categories of your choice, specific ones that they only provide, and one of them is utilities, which in my case provides Wi-Fi as well, the fiber cable. But the other category that we select is select clothing for the specific time, because you never know you need some new clothes to go to school or somewhere. So that is what we do. That's what we use, and we never really used the 2,000 per quarter. Maybe maximum would be 1,000, but that's what we ended up using it for. And another thing would be cell phone. It is true that we do have the option to use the Chase in cash to get a 5x on cell phone plans. The issue is this card do not have cell phone protection, while on the other hand, it will make me pay more because we have T-Mobile, and with a debit card, in this case the PenFed debit card, this one is free as well, but it gives me the auto pay discount from T-Mobile, which the amount of accessories and account and whatever I have, it really gives me a 15% back. That if we were to divide it by 5, every point from those chase points would have to be at 3 cents per value in order to consider it. And to be honest, I don't give up much value to those points. So we prefer to use a debit card that will guarantee those 3 cents per point for sure. And not just that, but it's a debit card that we can use, I believe, everywhere if we want to. But it has a cell phone protection. 600 per time, only twice per year. But hey, 600 over not having nothing and having the auto payment discount rather than paying more for paying with a credit card, it sounds a better idea for us. And since we're talking about a debit card, let's go and talk about the Charles Schwab debit card, which we are going to be using for international travel because we're going to Mexico City during September for a concert, and we might need money over there. And of course, if you are not in network for specific banks, you get to pay more and charge more and things like that. Definitely with this charge swap, your ATM, you don't have to worry because they will return the money that you can overspend back to your account. So that's great. It's a debit card that you can use anywhere in the world. So it comes fantastic, and I believe it was a pizza. So there's no an issue with it. As a cash or card, we do have the Venture X, which thankfully has a no foreign transaction fee. So we have been using that card, and we're gonna be using that card as well when we go to Mexico. We are gonna be using in Mexico the University of Illinois card because It doesn't have no foreign transaction fee as well. It hit gas and travel, so that's gonna be really handy. I'm not sure about the Discovery back then if we're gonna be needing it because uh, by that point I kind of prefer to carry less cars as possible, and there's a high chance I might end up hitting on my 1,500 limit by that time, so might not be needing to carry it. The Freedom Flex, I know in September they might drop the nothing. They might drop charging the foreign transaction fee, but still, I'm not so sure. I might carry it just for the entertainment part, but I'm not so sure yet. Other cars that might be used, I'm not sure. Like, it's true that we haven't sent a car, but not sure. Like, is it gonna really go for bookstores or education? Is it gonna be for electronics? Not for my taste. If anything, other car that we're gonna be taking will be the Savior from Computer One, which yes, it will give us a 3x on dining, entertainment, groceries, and those kind of stuff. But not sure. Like, this is one car to carry rather than carrying multiple cars for I don't know, chase entertainment. Carrying a chase, I prefer that will give us travel, gas, and other things. I don't know. It's true that the chase Sapphire Preparer does have a 3x on dining as well, but it's gonna be really gonna make it move the needle. I don't know. But like I said, we're gonna be carrying on September. I know for sure when we travel internationally, the Shower Shop, the car, the Venture X, and the Cash All, the Saver for the 3x on dining and groceries entertainment, the University for enough for the travel and gas, and the most important one would be the American Express Platinum card, which in our case we have the Morgan Stanley, which kinda helps me have my Prayer 2 card for free. So that way we can both get into the Centurion launch for free. I mean we still have to pay for the annual fee for to get this the platinum card, but you know what I mean. Like if you're able to use the credits organically and you make enough money from them to make it worth it, why not? And to be honest, not had to pay what is it, 139 for authorized user card comes great in handy. And it's true the amount we might go to Mexico City with 3 people, so we are willing to pay extra once we get there. If we are able to use the launch, we do not care to pay more. I feel like it might be worth it to pay for access in the lounge rather than the paying somewhere outside in the airport to get something. Of course, that would be we had time to stay on and enjoy it. But that's really what we are thinking to use. I don't know what you think about this, guys. Do you think it's overkill or not? I know it's a lot of cars in general, but we like to carry up to 5 cars at a time. Anything more than that, I try to either put it into a backup wallet or something else because you never know if something bad is gonna happen and you're not losing your main wallet or something. And that's what I plan to do. I don't know. What do you think? Uh, with these guys, I hope to see you later and bye bye.